Hello, everybody, and welcome to the class on Blu-rays and smart TVs. I'm in my house right now because my son is ill at home. Um, he is dealing with, all of the fun stuff that comes with fevers and colds and nasty stuff. And plus, if you know anything about me, you know that he's also dealing with diabetes. So we have to kind of keep a good eye on him. So I'm home, but this is good because I can show you my home setup, which I have a smart TV, which is a Samsung, and then I also have a Sony Blu-ray player right here. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that. But first, before I do that, I am going to show you a little bit of information about Blu-rays and smart TVs to just kind of educate you on what they are and how they work. So let's see here. If I clip over to here and I click this guy, there we go. So Blu-rays and smart TVs. What's a Blu-ray? And it's basically a better DVD. As you can see here, it's called Blu-ray because the laser is not red, it's blue. And it allows you to kind of, cut into the cut a channel into the disc that's a smaller channel, so they're able to put more on it. And so with this handout, I've clicked, or I've put a link down below so that you can look at it and get it and download it and print it off for yourself. Otherwise, I will try to have copies for you after Christmas, after the New Year, at the senior center, so you can pick it up. So if you look at the diagram that's just below the first paragraph, you can see, Blu-rays can hold anywhere from 25 gigabytes all the way up to 108 gigabytes. And DVDs can only hold about 4.7 or 8.5. What's the difference there? Well, 4.7 is a single time around, and then the 8.5 is dual. So they've cut into the disc kind of twice with the 8.5 gigabytes. That makes sense. And then the next part, what's the difference between a Blu-ray and a DVD? You're able to view your movie at a much, much higher rate of, pixels and things like that. You've really got a much clearer, sharper picture with a Blu-ray disc than you do with a DVD. Here's some fun facts. Blu-ray players can play both DVDs and Blu-rays. Mini Blu-ray discs can hold up to 7.8 in single layer, or 15.6 gigabytes in a dual layer of data. Blu-rays can have information recorded on them from your computer, like DVDs and flash drives. So just like when you take take a DVD disc or even a CD and you put it in your computer and you save files onto it, you can do the same thing with Blu-rays. Okay, so apps on the Blu-ray players. Many manufacturers, right? They've added apps now to their Blu-ray players. So this is like taking remember our old VCRs? We were able to just kind of put in a tape and record a show that we liked. This is so much better than that because with internet and streaming, you can literally watch your videos and you don't have to record them. You can watch them at any time. And it's really, really neat. So apps like Netflix and Hulu and YouTube and all that stuff, you get to have real-time downloads on those things. It's a really sweet system. Yes, you have to pay a price for a service for the most part, for most services, for most things out there, but there are some free ones out there like YouTube and Crackle. And it just makes it kind of interesting. But yeah, I think that they were smart to do this because not only then are you getting, basically your DVD player or your Blu-ray player, but then you're also getting this amazing device that allows you to connect to so much more. So, okay, so let's keep going down. What's a smart TV? Right, just like the Blu-ray players, it's got a built-in internet connectivity and it allows you to access a range of online services including video on demand, social networking, and instant messaging. So some TVs even have fully featured web browser that allows you to access most websites, which is neat. Look at your email and look at Facebook and weird things like that. But the next thing you need to ask yourself is, do you really want an all-in-one device? there are some great things about having an all-in-one device. You only have to worry about, one remote for this one device. But there's also the issue of what about when that product becomes obsolete? Then you're out of a really big ticket item. It's expensive. And then you're just kind of like, well, I've got all these services I pay for that come into it, but now the device itself doesn't work. So that can be challenging. So there's pros and cons to that, but the price of televisions, smart TVs, has kind of come down a lot recently. So there's that thing to, consider as well. Okay, how to navigate your device. This I think is kind of interesting. So here we have a number of remotes on the screen. Your TV or Blu-ray will come with its own remote, and I've got a picture of that to the left. This is a Samsung remote that you're looking at, the number one, and it should allow you to get all over your smart TV without a problem. The next one that I show, number two, right? Sometimes they have a service that's kind of hooked up into it, like Netflix. Here we have just a Netflix button so that you can connect to Netflix really quickly with a click of a button. Netflix being the biggest provider of online content for movies and TV, makes sense that they would put a button on there. The third one, the third picture talks about a virtual remote. Now they're starting to realize, well, maybe people would like to have that universal remote, excuse me, but they would like to have it on their phone so that they just have to open an app and they can make the TV work with their phone, and they just have that one device that conquers them all. Rule them all, right? So some remotes, though, can have less buttons. The new remotes for Samsung, if you look on picture number 4, for whatever reason I've lost the number 4, but whatever, it has very few buttons. There's actually this cursor pad, which is a round disc in the center of the remote, and you're supposed to kind of rub your thumb around there to kind of move a cursor around the screen and to select your numbers and your letters and things like that when you need to add passwords. This can be good or bad. It just depends on what you are wanting to deal with. But no matter what you choose, right, there's most likely going to be some kind of way to get back to the main menu, the main screen, and that's your home button, and it'll take you back to the main viewing screen. Okay. And then connection to the apps. So you do need to have a strong internet connection for the apps to work that are on your smart TV or your Blu-ray player. My suggestion is that you Ethernet to connect, because when you have that connection that's physical, you tend to have a better connection, a stronger connection. But if you have to use wireless, hey, that's okay too. A lot of services will work with that. They say you have to have a minimum of like 5 GB. I would say that if you don't mind sitting there and waiting for it to render all the time, or to buffer all the time, that's whatever you like to do. I like to have a super strong internet connection. That's why the internet connection at my house is somewhere around 50 megabytes for a download speed and 5 for an upload. You don't need as much for an upload. Okay, now I do give a list of some of the top apps for the TV and Blu-ray players. So Netflix, Amazon Prime, PlayStation Now. We're going to look at some of these today on my system. And then I do give you a list of the top Blu-ray players and smart TVs for 2017 and which website I got them from. So there you go. Okay, let's go back to, oopsies, hi. And now we're back to me. So now we are in this place where it's my living room. You get to see my setup. It's great. I'll tell you what I have. I have a Samsung TV. I have a Sony audio system set up. I have a Sony Blu-ray player. I have, this is a PlayStation 2. It's a very old system. It's gaming. And then another gaming system down here, which is Xbox 360. We're not going to deal with the Xbox. We're not going to deal with the Sony PlayStation. We are going to talk today about the Blu-ray player and the TV. Okay, first things first, let's look at the remotes. This is the remote control for my smart TV. My smart TV is older. It is not top of the line, newest, whatever. It is probably, I'm thinking, somewhere around 3 years old now. And there's already apps that they will not update. They're obsolete for this model of television. So they're just, I can't use those apps anymore. They just won't update them for this one. In the center of it, I have this little kind of green button. That's the menu button. It brings me back to the main screen. Next, I have, sorry. Okay, next, of course, we have some important features. You know, the number pads up here. This is just basically to kind of turns like a glow in the dark thing going on for my remote, so in the dark I can see. Volume and channels. Menu we talked about. Here's internet, TV, content, tools. Then this is kind of like my cursor pad. Information, exit, and return. You can tell we hit return a whole lot. Then just kind of some other buttons that work with the remote. Basically when I want to play a video, when I want to stop it, go forward, back. Okay, and we even have a Yahoo button. All right, so I'm going to turn on the television and take a look. Now, connected to my television, I also have a Chromecast. That's the wire that you see hanging out of the television on the side. And currently, this is Chromecast that you're seeing right there. Chromecast is sitting, I guess right now, just kind of in the mode where if you're not using anything, it just kind of flips through a bunch of internet pictures. You can set it up to show personal pictures on your drive if you want to. So, but right now we just have it on just basic pictures. So I'm going to click the source button, which is on the top, if you can see it. And that's going to change my stuff to a different thing. So I can turn on the Blu-ray player, or I can show you just the different things connected to my smart TV. Clicking the source button, now you can see I have Chromecast. I click up one, I have PC. There's the Blu-ray player, another PC, AV2, that would be one of the gaming systems. Whoops. Which is, of course, not on. Hitting the source button again. Here's another gaming system, and then TV at the top. Going down, here we have a passport. Now, what passport is basically, it's not like some kind of different kind of thing. It's basically, all it is just a hard drive, an external hard drive that we store movies on. I'm going to select media play to get to the movies. I'm going to tell it videos. So even if you don't have some of these services, if you've got a smart TV with a USB connection, you can connect an external hard drive and you can put save movies as MP4s and play them on your television. So here we have, gosh, I don't know, here's Harry Potter. All you have to do is, and I'm using the cursor, this area with the buttons and everything, to move things around and put it where I want it, so that I select files using it. There's a center button that allows me to click on things. So right now we're playing Harry Potter 2 and the Chamber of Secrets. I'm going to hit the fast forward button, which is right here where my thumb is. And you can see I can fast forward through it. I don't have any lag. I don't have any issues playing the videos. Right now it's very quiet.
Oh, so you can send secret messages to your freaky little friends? No, sir.
Okay. Then stop. Anytime I want to stop, I just use the remote control buttons on the bottom to stop things. When I want to get out of this menu, I'm going to press the return button, which is right by my thumb right here. It's kind of faded because we use it a lot. And I'm backing out of the file system. I can also store on here, as you can see, music, photos, and then there's the settings for my external device, which, like I said again, it's an external hard drive. That's all it is. Next, to get out of here, I'm going to press the exit button. Okay, and I am back to one of the screens. Basically, it's telling me it has no signal because I don't have that device on currently. So I'm going to now hit the internet button, which is right there, if you can see it. And basically that's going to turn on my smart TV menu, which allows me to have certain services. Currently what you're seeing is, this is what's currently on my television. This is basically an advertisement that they have. Samsung apps that should be available to me but are not. The settings for the apps. Here we have Hulu. This is not a service I subscribe to, but these are the recommended ones and they just stay there. Netflix I have, HBO Go I don't have, Pandora I do, but I'm not exactly sure where it is, and then Crackle. I do have Crackle. Okay. Netflix. Netflix is the most popular online streaming that you can have. It costs about $10 for the service per month. It is extremely cheap, and honestly, I don't know why you would need anything other than that. It will keep you busy forever. There are so many shows on here. And old movies and documentaries and all kinds of stuff. So right now, it's showing up. Okay. Here we have, basically we're under my husband's account. And so all I have to do, once again, I'm going to use the buttons right here. These are the cursor buttons to help me select things on my TV. I can go to new releases. I can go to new genres. Now, depending on the TV you have, this menu might look different. And in fact, I'm going to show you the difference between this one and the Blu-ray player's menu for Netflix, and it is different. So here we have genres. If I click the center button in my cursor and click OK to that, it's going to show me all the different genres that are available to me. TV shows, action and adventure, anime, children, family movies. Basically, all you have to do is choose one. So here's Scrooged. I'm going to select it once again with my cursor. It's going to show up. It gives me choices. So it tells me a little bit about the film. It says add to instant queue, rate the title. I can tell it what I want, or I can just play it. When you say add to instant queue, what that does, I'm going to add it to instant queue. So basically what that means is that maybe you want to watch it, but you don't want to watch it right this second. Or it's a show that you like to watch pretty often. Maybe there's more than one episode and you just want to find your way back to it quickly. I'm going to hit the return button to get out of here. Return twice, return 3 times to get back to this menu, which is basically the main menu. If you hit return again, you leave Netflix, so I don't want to do that. I'm going to go down one more to instant queue. And as you can see, I have quite a bit, one of 145. I'm going to click the up arrow, which is going to take me to the end of my instant queue. And there's the movie I just picked, Scrooged. And that is how you use Netflix. Basically, once you click OK, it's just like when I played play with the hard drive. It's just going to load. You can see it's going to start loading the movie, and then it's going to load and play the movie once it's done. I might have a hard time doing that because I'm live streaming right now. So let's see if it's going to go for us pretty quickly. There it is. I'm going to hit the stop button. And when you hit stop here, it basically, you can pause it. I must have hit the play button, pause it. If I hit stop, it should take me back to the main menu. There it is. Okay, then I'm going to hit return again. And return, and actually I'm going to press exit or return one more time. It doesn't matter which one I choose. Get me right out of Netflix. Now exit. Waiting for it to exit. Okay. Now, from here, it's going to take me back to out of there. Okay, I'm going to hit the internet button to take me back to the main screen menu. And like I said, I don't have Hulu, I don't have HBO Go. Crackle is a free service that you can use. It does have commercials in between, so you got to deal with a little bit of commercial. Then we have the Samsung apps. That's down in this corner. I used my cursor to get around. And it says, uh-oh, network interference occurred. Try again later. Let's try one more time, see if anything is in my way. There we go. And basically, when I want to choose an app, so you can see there's quite a lot to choose from. Here we have the video apps, which is just a whole host of different apps that I can use. Let's see, that was video. Here are the game apps. They're very basic. They don't have very much to them, and you have to use the remote control to navigate them. There's lifestyle, which right now I don't have any that'll work on this device. There are sports channels, so I've got the Major Baseball League, fishing TV. Not a whole lot. I mean, I don't even have NBA or whatever. The newer TVs probably have those apps, but like I said, my TV is older and they're not updating it anymore. We have education. Well, we used to have education apps. Now we don't even have those. So that kind of tells you how old my device is. All right. And that's basically it. I do have an account. Yep. And then there's a help screen to help you. Backing out of here, I'll go over to my settings now. And it's just basically, you do have to go through a system setup to get things going for the first time. Get down. Okay. You should have everything kind of, once you do add apps though, they'll show up under my apps. This is where I can get rid of my apps when I don't want them anymore. Sometimes though, of course, when it's not working well, the TV may delete the app for you. Okay, and then the properties, this kind of lets you know, you can check your internet speed connection, all of that good stuff. Okay, now I do have also a Yahoo button, so I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to show you the Yahoo button. I was very disappointed by this. This is basically all I get. These little widgets on the bottom. And I can't say I'm in love with it. It just doesn't work very well. And they haven't, like I said, it's pretty. I used to be able to connect to Facebook on here as well, but yeah. Not yet. So exit that. Okay, now I'm going to turn on the Blu-ray player and show you that device. This is the Blu-ray player's remote. I do have to click on this. This is the TV remote. I do have to click on the source. And I do have to tell it Blu-ray by using the cursor. Okay. Here we go, Blu-ray. Now I'm going to turn it on. My turn on for this, bumping the table. The turn on for this is this button. Okay, and this is the main screen or the home screen for the Blu-ray player. Okay, so basically this is These are the featured apps. Once again, we have featured apps. Over here are the apps that I have added. Down here, this is the disc that is currently in the Blu-ray player. This is if I am going to hook in. There is a USB port in the front, which I can connect things to. I currently have a PlayStation 4 controller hooked into this because we play video games on our Blu-ray player because I have kids. And then over here, this is the screen mirroring. What is screen mirroring? Let's say you have a phone or a computer and you want to show everybody in the room what you've got on there. You can mirror the screen this way. So all you're going to do is click on that and then get the app on your smartphone and then put it together. I can try to do that for you later. It's easier for me to use screen mirroring when I am using Chromecast because I'm used to it. So I haven't really done it on this device. Okay, now just to the WWE network. We all need that. Okay, so basically on this device, I can have Amazon Prime. And I did promise you that I would show you Netflix on this device. So I'm going to open up Netflix and show you the difference in the menus. And I will say I love the Sony Blu-ray player. It does a great job. There are a few issues with it, which we find every once in a while we have to unplug the Blu-ray player, and plug it back in order for it to work correctly. There are times when it's not very often, but it basically just resets the system back to where it needs to be, and that usually resolves any issue there is. Okay, so Netflix is currently opening. It does take a little bit more time, I think, to open it on the Blu-ray player, but I do like the menu. And on here, I'm able to choose which account. So currently, there are 3 accounts. There's the kids. There, and on here, the way to navigate the screen is up here in this little area. Basically the same thing. You've got the cursor buttons that go here, there, and everywhere. The center button lets you choose. So I'm going to open up mine. And remember that when you choose an account or you choose a movie based on an account, it will be there on all your accounts because it's not based on the player that you use, it's based on your account. So that Scrooged movie is going to be under my husband's account in the instant queue still. It's not moved, it's not gone, because like I said, it's based on his account, not on the player. Okay, so this is the difference here. We've got, they do a huge ad in the middle of the screen. And then for here, it shows you different pictures of what you're looking at and the information about it. I think it's a little bit harder in some ways to navigate this, but it's kind of nice too. You can do a search. Basically, to get to the search, you're going to go to the very tip top of the menu. So I'm going up, and there I have the search. And I can go, whoops. Okay, so there's the search. Once again, to get to that, I would just click on that center enter button to search for something. I also have categories, which is basically the genres. If it's a movie, if it's TV, what kind of TV show, is it a documentary, that kind of thing. Here are the accounts. I'm going to change it up because I do want to show you that movie that I set up already is in my husband's instant queue, so he can watch it later. So let's see. If I go to, I'm going to push up, and let's see. Like I said, it is a little bit different to find things on here, and they try to save your what you like. So if you notice here, it says because you watched Big Trouble in Little China, they're suggesting movies you may like. Okay, instant queue. And I'm flipping through the menu so quickly it can't quite keep up. Going down as you added spectral to your list. Alrighty. You can tell I don't use this one as much. Here we go, Netflix originals. These are the categories. Documentaries, dramas, and holiday favorites. Added, those are recently added to Netflix. Netflix has its own originals, meaning that they make their own movies and TV. It'll usually say that on the advertisement they put out on Netflix, like next to it. Hey, Spotlight is there. My list. Here it is. And there's Scrooged. So on here they call it My List. Okay, and once again, it doesn't take very long to start a movie. Once again, you're gonna use your cursor buttons to navigate. Like play. And the buffering looks a little bit different on here. It basically picked up where I left off on the other device, which was the smart TV. And now I'm on the Blu-ray player. I'm gonna stop the movie. Once again, here we go. There it goes. It helps to point the remote to the correct device. Stop. And if all else fails, there's that lovely home button. The home button can take you back to the main menu. Let's hope my home button is working. And, well, it's thinking really hard. Believe I have had a error. Not a big deal. Hang on. This is where I unplug it and plug it back in. Okay. So the television just turned back on. Now I'm going to turn on, oh, here comes the Blu-ray player. It's thinking. I hope it's thinking. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Technical difficulties. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That's embarrassing. Okay. And now it is going to boot back up. Now, I have to tell you something. There is this wonderful idea that because things are computers, or because they are manufactured such a way, they're going to run perfectly and smoothly every time. No, that rarely happens, and I don't know anybody that has systems that don't glitch from time to time and do weird things. Okay, now we're back. All right, so now I wanted to show you, oh, okay. So I wanted to show you some of the apps that I have added on. Here is YouTube, Crackle, and this is called All Recipes. But here we have even more. So here's where I can, that plus sign allows me to add different apps that I like. So these are all the apps that are available to me on the Blu-ray player. Netflix, of course, Dot TV. Some of these are just goofy. Here's Fox News. Here's Outdoor Life, Cycle World. I don't even know what Cycle World is. Okay, iFood. There's just tons and tons and tons. Ones that you have already selected, they'll show up with a green check mark. Hollywood Ticker. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Pandora, once again, I had that on the smart TV. Now here it is on the Blu-ray player. Okay, and then there's my DVD video. Here's the media server. Here's the screen mirroring. Here's no device. If I want to get back to the home screen, once again, I'm going to press that home button in the middle of my remote that's blue. Go back home. There you go. I'm going to show you this one just because it's kind of cute. This is a website, started out as a website where you could upload your own recipes and people could find their favorites. But now it's become kind of its own thing where you can find all kinds of recipes, but you can also find recipes from celebrity chefs. And they've created a bunch of videos that go along with it. So this company has grown so much. But basically, these are little videos. Here we have Mexican monkey bread, mini apple pies. That sounds good. And here, once again, I'm just using this area on my remote to navigate. If I want to get up to the area up here, I just have to push the up arrow and I can go over to popular, food wishes. That looks interesting. When I'm interested in a one of these to watch, I'm going to press the down arrow to go into the videos, then over, select a video. It's pork osso buco. Once again, we're buffering because we are streaming online content. And it's coming. It will resume in 30 seconds. Yes, they have advertisements on some of these. There is a mute button on here, and I tend to use the mute button a whole lot. Because as much and wonderful as advertisements are, they suck up your life. Okay. So like a 30-second commercial. Thankfully, it tells you how many seconds are left in the top part of the screen. Okay, and here's our recipe it's going to play for us.
Hello, this is Chef John from Food Wishes Doc. With pork ossobuco. That's right, this recipe is usually made with a veal. But I find pork shanks more flavorful, easier to find, and less expensive. Not to mention, some people don't like the idea of eating. They just don't like the idea of slaughtering those little cute. But despite being just as cute, even more intelligent, apparently they're fine with slaughtering all the pigs. But regardless of which animal's ankles you end up,
okay,
this, my friends, is slow-cooked Italian soul food.
So then he goes through and he prepares the recipe for you, and you get to watch and write it down, or find the recipe at allrecipes.com so you can print it out for yourself. All right, now I'm going to hit the return button or home, whichever I want to get out of this app. So I'm going to choose home. There you go. Now, what I'm really excited to show you, other than YouTube, that's free, would be the PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now allows you to play video games. And so this is kind of an interesting thing. It's kind of like buying those expensive units like PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3 or Xbox and all that. Only you don't have to pay for that device. You have everything into your Blu-ray player and it streams the online content. But then you can play like really fun games without. I guess you all you have to do is buy the controller to go with it. And this is actually a Blu-ray controller, but because the PlayStation, or no, not the PlayStation, sorry, the Blu-ray player can't see Bluetooth yet. You connect it with a wire. The wire was like $10. No big deal. The controller was expensive. That was $50. So I'm gonna go down to one of our favorite games. See, you can do a connection test. Once again, I am using the arrow buttons to slide around on here. These are the PlayStation Now games that we have. We have Pac-Man, Karate Chop. These are the ones that we have chosen to play. There is much more available. This is just the ones that we've played so far. Ratchet and Clank is a big one in this house. People love that game. Rayman, Sonic the Hedgehog, Mega Man, Ratchet and Clank. Contrast is a very interesting game. Here's Lego Harry Potter. Ratchet and Clank, Ratchet and Clank. Here's Sly Cooper. And the content on these is very well done. It's not junk. Island. Okay, that's the bottom. Let's open. Oh, golly. Let's open something colorful. That's probably too dark. We'll do this one. So now, right now, it's testing the connection, making sure we have a strong connection, because anytime you do online gaming, you have to have an extremely good connection to do it. The gaming, because it moves so fast, you don't want any latency, any delay in your play. You got to have it be quick. So if you are going to have the kids come over and play this, the service for this is about, I want to say it's $20 a month. Or you can rent the game for 3 days for, $15 for that game. So like, let's say you've got the little ones coming over, they've got a PlayStation 4 at home, they want to play their games, or you need something for them to do, right? Tell them to bring their controller, tell them, you'll have this set up, and just rent one of the games. They can play something they've never played before, and you will have that time to go and do whatever you need to do while they're just playing a game for a bit. And for $15 for 3 days, you don't have to worry about the kids getting in trouble. Okay, these are the makers of the game. They always show up first. Start button on here is right. It's hard to see. Right here. It's dark in here. I'm gonna load a game. And I'm gonna load, save data. Okay. The load is complete. I can say yes. Okay, and now it's gonna go through the load time for the game. Remember I said that it does take a little bit of time to load these games, so just be aware it might take, 30 seconds to a minute to load it. Here it is. So here we have, I want to play. It kind of tells you which buttons to push. And let's see here. Just waiting for the content to load at this point. Okay. And now it's loaded. So now this is real-time game time. I'm moving him around. And so this is how good these games are nowadays. I mean, they are just a fun thing to play. The kids can occupy themselves and you can go and do whatever it is you need to do. I'm going to exit the game. And yes. And let's. Okay. Once again, when I want to leave a game, you should save the progress so you're not dealing with too much, but if I want to just get out of it quickly, I can press the home button. And it will say the game will close. Yes, I know the game will close. Okay, and now the game has closed, and I'm back to the main menu. Anytime you get lost with these devices, look for that home button, look for that button that takes you back to the main menu. It will help you discern what to do next, and if you have to go back to square one, it's okay. It is okay. All right. Now, I'm gonna look and see if anybody's got any questions at this time for me. There's lots and lots of things to ask and to know about these devices. So let's see. Oh, YouTube. I can show you YouTube. Oh, that's right. I did say I was going to try to do some mirroring. I'm a little nervous about that because I haven't done it on this device. So let me just take a look at YouTube. By the way, the video here is about 15 seconds late. Like there's a delay of about 15 seconds. So if you ask me a question, it may take me just a little bit of time to respond. So, but please do, because there's lots of things to know. And even if you ask me a question later, it'll be okay. Okay. So here is YouTube channel. And you can look at different, once again, I am using this area of my remote to kind of click through and make sure things are working. On the side here, I've got home, and I can sign into an account. If you've got a YouTube account, or even if you've got like a Gmail account, this is a good thing to do because then you can kind of save the things that you like to watch on YouTube. And remember that YouTube is free content. You don't have to pay for this service whatsoever. And a lot of times you can get really cool information. And that's pretty easy to do as well. Once again, you're just going to use this area up here to select what you. I'm going to go back home, which is just basically going to load this screen. I can choose what I want to watch. I can go down through the different things. So I don't know if you know this about YouTube, but it does have its own original series that come on here. And these are basically people that just for the love of art or the love of whatever they're doing have put up their own content. So Simon's Cat is a very popular YouTube channel. It's kind of cute. He does little things with the cat. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the select right here, is the center button. I'm going to select that video to watch. It loads just like all the rest of the videos. I mean, there's really no difference here. Loading, loading, loading. Quite often you will have a commercial before you get to the actual
Look at them lost and pass content
show.
from their devices directly to the screen.
If I'd like to.
Behold, Lord Patrick, king of the funny cat clips, and Sir Reggie, master of the epic fail montage. With the power of Izio
So I'm going to select
all men
skip
can-
this ad. And that's the good thing about YouTube. You can skip ads. This is just a cartoon, but people love it. The amount of views for this has been huge, and people just love this show. And basically, it's just really, they're shorts. They're not even that long. They're maybe at the most 5 minutes long. So it's just kind of a way to, I don't know, brighten up your day a little bit, and then you go on with your life. Okay. Get out of here. Gonna get out of here. Tell my kids like that. So there's a lot of them up. All right, I'm gonna go click the home screen. And then if you notice on this remote, which I didn't talk about, there is a Netflix button, which takes you directly to Netflix. There are also these yellow, blue, red, and green buttons. there's the same thing here, red, green, yellow, blue. And if you look on the bottom of the screen when you select apps, those little buttons mean something. They've got something that you can do with them. Not all of the apps will have that, but some of them will. I'm just going to open up Crackle to see if there is anything in there. So let's see. So here's Crackle. Once again, Crackle is free. You can pay for the online content if you want to, but you don't have to. They have all kinds of different movies and things on here. They tend to be geared towards guys, men. So they have shows, they have movies, and you can create your own watch list, your own favorites that you can watch. Let's see, I'm gonna press shows. These are the featured shows. Oopsies. And I don't know a lot about some of these. Okay, so here we have, this is how they're listing the episodes, because this is a TV show. And the very first one is called Watch Now, or you can add it to your watch list. So if I add Watch Now, once again, we get the buffering going on.
Smartphone from AT&T Go Phone. It's the
Here's our commercial.
No annual contract or credit check, all on the AT&T 4G LTE network. Get a free CTE Maven 2 with a new line of service and minimum $30 payment. Offer ends December 31st, 2016. See att.com/GoPhone for details.
And it might play another commercial. It might go straight into the show. Hard to tell. If you fast forward, though, I can tell you that.
So, Watley's still Jewish, huh?
Oh, sure, without the parents, it's a breeze.
So everywhere you see a dot, that was a commercial break.
Huh?
If I fast forward, it gets to that commercial break faster.
Thanks again for getting me those Yankee tickets.
Oh, you're doing good with the ground crew.
That's good.
So
I
let's
better
see.
circulate.
Here I'm fast forwarding. And it's gone to there. Okay, stopping that. Gonna go back. Okay, and then on here you can also, look under the different genres. Comedy, Crackle Original, crime. Yay, go back. Right. Sure you want to exit? Yes, please. Back to the home screen. Not hard. Okay. And let's see. Hulu Plus. That's okay. So Vudu. What is Vudu? Vudu is you have to rent the movies or TV shows. So that's purely rental. You rent per TV show, and they do specials all the time for like $1 or whatever. But I don't know too many people that use that service because it has the latest content, but it can be kind of pricey. Oh, I didn't show you Amazon Prime. Here is Amazon Prime. Probably the other biggest one that's out there. They have their own series, just like Netflix does, just like YouTube does. They are through Amazon.com. What I like about them is that when you sign up for Amazon Prime, you not only get these awesome TV shows and movies that you get through the service, but you can also get free shipping on anything you purchase from Amazon as long as it's labeled Amazon Prime, which is nice, really nice, especially during Christmas season. Okay, so here we have, so here are the original series. They're showing us right down here, The Man in High Castle, Mozart in the Jungle. Once again, to get around, I'm going to use these cursor buttons and the one in the center to select. Let's see. Here we have, that's a dark. Okay. So watch next. We have Krampus, Dark Places, Event Horizon, Spectre. I can push up to get to that area where it says watch next and then original Amazon series. And this is just a different menu system. Going through, let's go to trending TV and see what we get. Okay. If you give a mouse a Christmas cookie. Now, we get to talk about these buttons that are color-coded on the remote, because here we can see them. the return button is actually black. It's right here. If I push that, it takes us back. But if I push this green button, it adds it to the watch list. If I push the yellow button, it takes me home. If I push the blue button, I get search. So this is good because it allows me to use these. They're kind of like little shortcut buttons that I don't have as much to do. Let's try the blue button and we'll search for a show. One of the things that we didn't talk about yet is basically what it's like to try to search for things on here. You don't really have a keyboard to type. You have to use this and these cursor buttons to get around. So now it gives you a keyboard. Let's say I want to watch, oh gosh. what do I want to watch? Let's see. Star Wars. That's okay. Let's try Star Wars. Again, I'm getting around by using these buttons. And it'll start populating a list based on what you have already. And let's see. As you can see, there's already one Star Wars that's popping up. Then there's Star Trek. There's Star Wars Rebels. There's a space bar. You can either push the blue key to give a space, or you can come over to this side of the screen and click that, and it'll give us a space. It is not very fast. This is not a fast process whatsoever. Okay. Here are all the Star Wars that are on Netflix. A lot. Or not Netflix, sorry, Amazon Prime. And the ones that are Prime through the subscription will have in the top side of their picture, Prime. These I'll have to rent. And to rent a movie on here, go up, select, if I click this, then it says watch trailer, buy movie. Yes, you can purchase movies on Amazon Prime. And then you have more purchase options. So hit the return button to go back again, return again to go back one more time. Want to get back to the home button, the home of Amazon. There we go. And they do have quite a bit on here. There is a lot of content. Ooh, Gremlins. That's great. Included with Prime. Any of these that say included with Prime, you don't have to pay extra for them. So you should be good. Okay, I'm going to press the home button to take me back to the home and the main menu of the Blu-ray player. And we are just about out of time. And let's see here. Then under here, I never clicked on WWE Network, probably because I have no interest in wrestling. But you might, and you might want to see what a different type of service looks like. So I'm going to click on it. Be exciting. I might have to pay for this service. It might be one of those things. So if it asks me to pay for the service, I'm not going to do that. But so many of them do ask you to have an account with them, and then you have to pay extra. So currently, it's telling you all about it. Okay. So here on the top we have, and these are pretty self-explanatory. You just use this cursor button to get around the menu. So right now it's highlighted red for home. Then if I click the button over, it should go to shows. There we go, home, shows, schedule, search, and then of course you have to sign in. Let's click on now. See what we get. Okay. Subscribers sign in. So if you see that, then okay, I gotta pay for this. I'm going to click the home button, bring me back to the main menu. Even the news ones like Fox and CNN will most likely make you pay for a service. So, all right, so that is class. I mean, we've gone through a lot. If you have any other questions, please let me know. You can come to the Senior Center. I'll be happy to sit down and talk to you about this stuff. I can tell you my Blu-ray player cost somewhere around $70. And I think it was like $69.99. It is a Sony, I think it's the middle of the line. So there was one for about $40, and then the next one up was about $70, and the next one up was like 100 and something, 130. So I mean, that kind of tells you how they jump in price. We didn't go for the top one because it was 4K needed for the screen, and we don't have 4K, and you know, it just tends to make a lot of the old movies and stuff granulated and pixelated, so we don't worry about that. What else? I don't know. My television, I think, cost somewhere around $800 about 5 years ago. 3 years ago. And I'm not sure. Anyway, it was a lot. It was a big chunk of change. There is no camera on this. The thing you see sitting on the top, that has to do with the Xbox, and that is a game playing device strictly for the Xbox. And let's see. Other than that, that's it. That's class. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much.